They told you strength was physical, that success was luck, that greatness was inherited. But the truth is, the mind is the battlefield, and most people have already lost. They live on autopilot, controlled by emotion, distracted by noise, addicted to validation. But the few, the elite, the unshakable, they live by different laws. They are not louder, they are not luckier. They are simply mentally engineered for power. They've built themselves through silence, failure, solitude, and repetition. They have codes, rituals, invisible habits the rest will never see. And today, for the first time, those 10 codes will be revealed. This is not about motivation. This is not about hype. This is about mental power, the kind that can be taken, can be faked, can be bought. These are the principles the world's strongest minds live by. If you master them, nothing outside of you will ever control you again. This is Unbreakable, the 10 codes of mental power. Let's begin. 1. Strategic stillness. Power in the pause. In a loud world, silence becomes a weapon. Everyone is talking, explaining, reacting, trying to prove something, but the unbreakable don't waste breath. They conserve it. They master the pause. A pause before speaking, a pause before reacting, a pause before deciding. Because in that pause is power. Stillness isn't inaction, it's strategy. It's observing while others expose their weaknesses. It's thinking while others rush. It's leading by doing less, but with more precision. Stillness doesn't mean surrender. It means you've risen above the need to defend your ego. It means your emotions no longer run your life. Think of a storm. The wind screams, the trees bend, the rain strikes. But the mountain remains still. And in that stillness, it commands awe. The next time you're in a heated moment, don't speak, don't flinch. Pause. Let the room adjust to your presence. Let silence work in your favor. Because when you move, it won't be noise, it'll be precision, it'll be impact. Stillness is not the absence of motion. It is the mastery of momentum. 2. Emotional discipline. Commanding your inner state. Most people are slaves, not to a system, but to their own minds. A single insult ruins their day. A setback destroys their focus. They ride the roller coaster of emotion every single day. But the mentally unbreakable, they've trained themselves to lead emotion, not follow it. Understand this. You cannot control outcomes, but you can always control your response. And that response is your power. Anger, fear, doubt, jealousy, they're signals, not commands. You feel them, but you don't act on them blindly. You sit with them, you examine them, and then you choose your move. That's what makes you powerful, not the absence of emotion, but your ability to control it. People will try to provoke you, critics will test you, life will hit you when you least expect it, and the average person will crumble. But not you. You will not raise your voice. You will not defend your ego. You will not react. You will respond. Because you have trained for this. You've built a mind that doesn't break under pressure. You've learned to breathe before speaking, to sit before striking, to think before moving. That's emotional discipline. And it's not natural, it's built, day by day, test by test, pain by pain. So the next time the world pushes you, don't push back. Stand tall, smile, and let them wonder how you remain so calm. That's when you know you're no longer playing the same game. 3. The discipline engine. Building mental armor. Most people confuse motivation with momentum. They wait to feel ready. They wait to feel inspired. But those who become unbreakable don't wait. They train. Discipline is the engine behind every unstoppable individual. Not talent, not excitement, but the decision to act when every fiber of your being says don't. It's waking up when it's easier to sleep. It's showing up when no one's watching. It's doing what needs to be done, especially when you don't feel like it. Every time you choose discipline, you reinforce your mind. You send yourself a message, I control me. And over time, those choices stack. You stop negotiating with weakness. You stop making excuses and you start becoming a force of nature. Understand this. Discipline isn't about punishment. It's about alignment. aligning your daily actions with the future you're building. Because you will never feel like it every day. But that's not the point. The point is to act anyway. One day it's reading 10 pages, another day it's running 5 miles, another day it's saying no to temptation. But every act of discipline builds your armor. And when the storm comes, and it will, it's not motivation that will protect you. It's the armor you've built, brick by brick, decision by decision, discipline by discipline. 4. Ruthless focus. The elimination principle. There are 2 kinds of people in the world, those who chase everything and those who cut everything but what matters. The unbreakable live by the principle of elimination. They are ruthless, not with others, but with distraction. They understand that time is not money, it's life. And every second wasted is strength surrendered. While others scroll, they study. While others talk, they build. While others chase trends, they pursue mastery. Focus is not a natural state. It's a weapon forged in discipline and defended by clarity. You don't find focus, you create it by destroying what doesn't belong. And the more you eliminate, the sharper your mind becomes. Like a sword honed by fire and friction. The mind is like a room, cluttered, chaotic, or clean. And when it's clean, it's fast. When it's focused, it's dangerous. So ask yourself, what are you willing to walk away from? Because that will determine how far you go. Clarity comes when you cut the noise. Power comes when you cut the excuses. Freedom comes when you cut the unnecessary. And when you do, when you remove what weighs you down, you don't just move faster, you fly. 5. The inner fortress. Detachment as strength. Imagine a castle high on a mountain, stone walls, deep foundation, unreachable by chaos. That's what the mind of the unbreakable looks like, because they've mastered detachment, not from life, but from everything they can control. Understand, detachment is not coldness, it's not apathy, it's clarity, it's strength. It's the ability to observe emotion without being ruled by it, to experience loss without falling apart, to witness chaos without becoming it. The average person gets dragged by every wave. Bad news, bad day, bad comment, and they are broken, but not you. You stand inside your fortress, unshaken, rooted, ready, because you've built walls not to shut the world out, but to stand above it. When others get triggered, you stay calm. When others chase validation, you remain focused. When others beg for approval, you move in silence. And this doesn't happen overnight. It's built. It's built when you stop reacting. It's built when you choose logic over emotion. It's built when you let go of things that were never yours to carry. The world will try to pull you. People will test you. Emotions will tempt you. But you don't chase peace, you generate it. Because when your mind becomes a fortress, the world can burn around you and you'll still rise. 6. Purpose over pleasure, the fire that doesn't burn out. Pleasure fades, purpose fuels. Most people live on dopamine, they chase highs, likes, applause, validation, but the unbreakable, they burn with something deeper, a fire not of the moment but of mission. They don't wake up for excitement, they wake up for impact. Pleasure is temporary, it's the sugar of the soul. But purpose is the fuel of the immortals. It gives you stamina when others quit. It gives you clarity when others are lost. It gives you grit when things fall apart. And here's the truth, you won't always feel good. But when you have purpose, you'll keep going anyway. Because it's not about how you feel. It's about why you're here. The unbreakable know what they stand for. They've defined their mission and they align their lives to it. They don't get distracted by trends. They don't get pulled by fire. They don't crumble when criticized because they have a compass inside, and that compass points north no matter the storm. Find your purpose, refine it, obsess over it, and then live it, not when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. Because the ones who live with purpose, they don't burn out, they burn brighter. 7. Systems over willpower. How the strong stay strong. Everyone thinks willpower is the secret, but even the strongest minds get tired. The truth? The unbreakable don't rely on willpower. They rely on systems. They don't wake up and hope they feel strong. They engineer strength. They design their environment. They automate discipline. They build a life that makes greatness the default, not the exception. Look around you, your habits, your space, your routines. Are they strengthening you or stealing from you? Willpower fades, but a system runs even when you don't want to. The strongest people make it hard to fail. They meal prep to avoid junk. They block distractions before temptation arrives. They create routines so powerful they can't help but succeed. It's not about doing more, it's about doing smarter. Because willpower is a battery, but systems, they are the power grid. Build systems that protect your time, protect your peace, protect your priorities. And suddenly, you're not battling weakness anymore. You've outmaneuvered it. This is the real secret of the elite. They're not more disciplined, they're better architects, and every structure they build holds them up when the storms come. 8. Self-trust, the most dangerous power. Confidence isn't built through compliments, it's built through kept promises. The world teaches you to look outward, to wait for approval, to collect applause, to seek permission, but the unbreakable, they trust themselves. Not because they've always succeeded, but because they've never stopped showing up. They've failed and returned. They've fallen and rebuilt. They've broken and reforged. And every time they kept going, they told their mind, I am someone I can count on. You don't need everyone to believe in you. You need you to believe in you. Because self-trust is the foundation of all power. Without it, your goals are castles built on sand. With it, even failure becomes a stepping stone. Think of the most dangerous person in the room. It's not the loudest, it's not the strongest, it's the one who knows, no matter what happens, I'll figure it out. They don't break, because they trust that even in pieces, they can rebuild stronger. Every time you follow through, every time you keep your word to yourself, you stack trust. And when that trust becomes unshakable, so do you. So build it, brick by brick, win by win, even the small ones, especially the small ones. Because one day, when everything's on the line, it won't be the world that saves you. It'll be that voice inside that says, we've got this. 9. Calm is a superpower. Control the inner storm. Calm is rare, because calm is earned. In a world full of noise, full of panic, full of people reacting, calm is a signal of power. The unbreakable are not unshaken because life is easy. They are unshaken because they've trained for chaos. Most people explode when things go wrong, but the truly powerful, they pause, they breathe, they respond, not react. That space between stimulus and response, that's where your control lives. That's where your strength is built. Every time you resist yelling back, every time you pause instead of panic, you're telling the world, I own me. And when you own yourself, nothing else can. Because storms will come, people will provoke, plans will fall apart, but calm is the eye of the storm. It's where leaders stand while others fall. You do not gain calm by avoiding chaos, you gain it by walking through the fire and choosing peace anyway. So next time something shakes, you don't react. Observe, don't retaliate, reflect, because the calmest person in the room usually ends up running it. Master calm and you master control. Master control and you become unbreakable. 10. Move in silence. Let results. Make the noise. Real power doesn't shout. It doesn't broadcast. It doesn't beg to be seen. Real power moves quietly and lets its presence speak when the work is done. The loudest person in the room is often the most insecure. They announce, they explain, they perform, but the unbreakable, then they don't talk about what they're going to do. They just do it. And when it's done, it's too late for anyone to stop them. Why? Because silence is strategy. While others waste energy proving themselves, the strong conserve their energy for execution. You don't need to post your every move. You don't need to convince anyone. You don't owe the world an explanation. What you owe is your results. Let people doubt. Let them wonder. Let them talk. By the time they understand your plan, you've already built it. And in a world addicted to attention, the person who moves in silence moves with leverage. Because when they finally speak, people listen. And not because they're loud, but because they're rare. So keep your goals to yourself. Keep your vision sacred. Protect your energy from scrutiny. Obsess over progress, not applause. Because while they chase attention, you'll be chasing mastery. And mastery makes the noise they can't ignore. Closing reveal now you know. The 10 codes of mental power. The blueprint of the unbreakable. But knowing is not enough. The power lies in the doing, the becoming. Every day the world will test you, and every day you'll have a choice to react or to respond, to shrink or to rise, to chase comfort or to build character. Most people will choose ease. Most people will chase validation, but you've seen behind the curtain. You know what it takes to command your mind. And once your mind is yours, everything else follows. Discipline becomes natural, silence becomes strength, purpose becomes fire, and calm becomes your kingdom. So don't just hear these codes, live them. Because the world doesn't need more noise, it needs examples, it needs leaders, it needs you unshakable, focused, quietly powerful. And when the world asks how you became this way, don't explain, don't boast, just smile. Because the truly powerful don't say it, they show it.